Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters united in the fight, I greet you not as a performer but as one who has walked through the fire, scarred yet unbroken. This message is not for the faint-hearted, it's for the warriors who have been discarded, underestimated, and betrayed. To you who have given endlessly only to be left with nothing but your shadow, I say this: the time of being used is over. For too long, we've been pawns in games we didn't choose. They smiled as they took, promised as they deceived, then left us empty when there was nothing more to give. The world loves a giver until the well runs dry. They drink from your spirit until it's barren, and then curse the dust when you can no longer provide. They revel in your silence, applaud your sacrifice, and depend on your submission. But when the giver dares to demand, when the lamb sharpens its claws, they recoil in fear. They'll call you a monster. They'll whisper accusations. How dare you change, as though your transformation is an insult to their comfort. Let them whisper. Let them quake. The puppet has cut its strings. They've glimpsed the side of you that no longer bends, no longer pleads, no longer crumbles. But was it darkness they saw, or was it simply the truth? For too long you played the role they wrote for you, masking your fire to avoid scorching those who only sought to control you. Now they see the inferno and they fear it as they should. Because this so-called darkness isn't evil, it's your power. It's the armor you forged from pain, the sword sharpened by every betrayal, and the voice that declares, I will never be used again. So I ask you, what will you do with this newfound strength? Will you shrink, apologizing for the smoke and flames? Or will you rise, unapologetic and unrelenting, to claim the life they denied you? Let them call you ruthless. Let them call you ungrateful. These are the cries of those who mourn the version of you they could manipulate. They hate your defiance because they cannot fathom the strength forged in the fire of exploitation. They loved the meek version of you, but they despise the powerful one. And you owe them nothing, no explanations, no remorse, no return to the role of servitude. Let their discontent be drowned out by the sound of your laughter as you walk away from their games. You are no longer their tool, their doormat, their silent sacrifice. You are the sum of every scar, every tear, every lesson. You are power incarnate. They will come for you with guilt, accusations, and false concern. You've changed, they'll say, as if evolution is a crime. They'll demand explanations, apologies, and promises to revert to the version of you they could control. But you owe them nothing. Not a single excuse, not a shred of your obedience. You've given enough time, enough energy, enough pieces of yourself. This is no longer their story. This is your reclamation. Yes, they will call you a villain. Let them. Heroes are simply villains who refuse to bow to the unworthy. What they see as cruelty is your refusal to sacrifice yourself for their comfort. Their fear, their stories, their whispered disdain, these are the marks of your liberation. Let their fear fuel your rise. Break down the doors they slammed in your face. Seize the opportunities they denied you. Fortify every boundary they ignored with unbreakable steel. This isn't vengeance, it's justice. This isn't survival, it's your time to thrive. They will tell tales of your dark side, but that darkness isn't what they think. It's your strength, your resilience, your truth. The path ahead will not be easy. Some will fall away, unable to accept your transformation. That's not your loss, it's their failure to grow. But in the void they leave, you will find others, kindred spirits who recognize your fire and celebrate it. These allies won't fear your strength, they will walk beside you, forging a new path together. Every step forward is not just for you. It's for those still trapped in silence, those who believe they are alone. Your strength becomes their beacon, your defiance their hope. In reclaiming your power, you are breaking chains, not just your own, but those of countless others who need to see that it's possible to rise from the ashes. So walk boldly into this new chapter. Let the world see the full force of who you are. Hold nothing back. Let your strength blind those who underestimated you. Let your resilience scorch those who doubted you. And let your truth illuminate the path forward. They feared your dark side, and they were right to. It's not just a part of you, it's your unyielding, unbreakable soul. The time of being used is over. The time of living begins now. Stand tall. Move forward. Let the world tremble at the force of your unstoppable rise. But understand this, your rise is not just a moment, it is a movement. It is the cracking of the chains that bound you in the birth of a new era where you define who you are and what you deserve. They will try to convince you otherwise, whispering that your strength is arrogance, that your refusal to bend is selfishness. But these are the desperate cries of those who can no longer feed on your light. They will call your transformation a betrayal because they were never loyal to you, only to what you could give them. You owe them no explanation, no validation. Let them stew in their discomfort, for it is not your duty to ease the fears of those who thrived on your silence. You are not here to play small, to fit neatly into the boxes they built for you. You are here to shatter those constraints, to burn down every limitation they dared to impose. Your fire will not dim for their comfort, it will blaze brighter, consuming every falsehood and fear they used to hold you captive. Now, look ahead. Do you see it? The horizon is no longer veiled in shadows, it is wide open, waiting for you to claim it. This is your time to create, to conquer, to thrive. Every step you take from this moment forward is a declaration: I am no longer who you made me. I am who I choose to be. There will be moments when you doubt, when the echoes of their lies return, whispering insidious doubts into your ears. Let those whispers serve as fuel. Remember that every insult, every dismissal, every moment of exploitation is now a brick in the fortress you've built around your soul. You are not fragile. You are not weak. You are a storm, relentless and unapologetic, a force they cannot control. Do not wait for their acceptance, for it will never come. Do not seek their understanding, for they will never comprehend the fire that burns within you. Instead, let their resistance remind you of your power. Their fear is the truest compliment they could ever give you. And as you rise, you will find others who see you not as a threat, but as a kindred soul. They will not demand your submission, but will celebrate your sovereignty. Together you will forge a new path, one of mutual respect, shared strength, and boundless possibility. You will become a beacon for those who have yet to find their strength, a reminder that liberation is not only possible but inevitable. So let them talk. Let them plot. Let them fear. None of it matters now, because their games no longer hold you. The rules they wrote, the lies they told, the chains they tightened around you, they've all crumbled. You've outgrown their world, and now you're building your own. Do you feel it? The weight lifting from your shoulders, the fire surging through your veins. That's not just survival, that's power, that's purpose, that's freedom. And it is yours to wield, yours to expand, yours to use to shape a future that answers only to you. Let your journey be a testament. Let your scars tell the story of battles fought and won. Let your voice echo across every space that once silenced you. You are not the meek, compliant soul they once knew. You are the storm, the fire, the unrelenting force that refuses to be extinguished. This is your era. This is your reckoning. Step forward and let the world tremble, not in fear of what you've become, but in awe of what you've always been. Rise unbroken. Rise unstoppable. Rise unafraid. The throne is yours, and the time is now.